I try to prove. I will try to prove, for next time. I try to prepare well, better than the last time. I will do.
Artur Beterbeiv issued a brutal warning to his critics ahead of their much-anticipated rematch against Dmitry Bivol on 22nd February.
I had an interview with Beterbeiv. I asked him a question. You'll see it, and he laughed. And I knew what that laugh meant. I think that Bivol's best chance to beat him was that fight. Beterbeiv, he was out for some time, and he was coming back from a knee repair. I think Beterbeiv couldn't put pressure on that foot to deliver the power he usually delivers. I'm telling you, that was his best opportunity. Beterbeiv was knocking everybody out right until then, and that was his fight back from his knee repair. Clarissa Shields said something like that against Perkins. He said, I tore my shoulder, I gotta do surgery. That's why I wasn't jabbing much. That's why she kept throwing the overhand right. She messed up her shoulder. It's just like Shakur Stevenson, or he's running. That dude couldn't throw his left. Tank's fight against Pitbull ain't aging well. It aged crazy because Tank beat him with one hand. I'm just saying, the Beterbeiv he fought, that was his best chance. I got Beterbeiv.
Moreover, Clifton Mitchell initially believed that Bivol had earned a victory in their first encounter. However, after watching the fight on television, he adjusted his stance, offering a more nuanced take on the bout. Mitchell came to understand why the judges awarded the victory to Beterbeiv, pointing out that while Bivol showed impressive skills throughout the fight, he seemed to struggle at times. Mitchell noted that many of Bivol's punches were either blocked or absorbed by Beterbeiv, who was able to nullify much of Bivol's offensive strategy. This ability to control the action in the ring, according to Mitchell, was a defining factor that led him to believe Beterbeiv deserved the win. With this in mind, Mitchell expressed confidence that Beterbeiv would be better prepared and more focused in the rematch, making him the clear favorite to secure another victory.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go. Me and Scott Walsh are going to go.
Well, finally, what's your prediction on that?
Beterbeiv. When I was there, I thought Bivol won. When I was there watching the fight, I thought he won. I watched it on telly and I can see why they gave it to Beterbeiv. Yeah. I can see why they gave it him, but there, because Bivol did it, but he did it like very uncomfortably. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there, I think he was catching a lot on his hands, his gloves as well. So yeah, we'll do that after. I'm definitely going back with Beterbeiv.
David Benavidez shared his thoughts on the initial fight and offered his opinion on what the rematch might bring. Although Benavidez agreed that the first fight was a close one, he believed that Bivol had done enough to edge out the victory. He praised Bivol's ability to control the majority of the rounds with sharp, precise combinations, even though the fight had its close moments. As the rematch looms, Benavidez expressed his belief that Bivol could replicate his success. He acknowledged, however, that both fighters are exceptional talents, and it would be interesting to see what adjustments each could make. Despite this uncertainty, Benavidez was confident that Bivol would still come out victorious if the fight unfolded in a similar fashion to their first encounter.
I thought Bivol won that fight, to be honest with you. It was a close fight. It could have went. Couldn't have went either way. I feel like Bivol won most of the rounds. He controlled most of the rounds, and his combination punching was better.
Do you think he wins the rematch?
I think he does.
Yeah. Is it different, or do you think it's more?
I mean, I don't know, because both those fighters are both high caliber fighters, so they can make adjustments. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be the same fight or not. But if it's the same fight, I feel like Bivol wins.
Gareth A. Davies weighed in on the upcoming rematch, highlighting an intriguing dynamic between the two fighters. He mentioned that while renowned trainer Roy Jones Jr. was backing Beterbeiv during his UK tour, Davies personally favored Bivol, especially when it came to speed and ring intelligence. These factors, Davies speculated, could give Bivol the edge in the rematch. He suggested that the fight could be a prolonged and grueling affair, stretching over an intense 25 rounds. While this might seem like an exaggeration, Davies underscored the excitement surrounding the fight, anticipating another high-level showdown that would be a must-watch for boxing fans. He also hinted that the fight might take place in September or October of 2025, adding another layer of anticipation to the already highly anticipated event.
Even though Roy Jones Jr. is telling Artur Beterbeiv on his tour of the UK at the moment, you've got to go in there and smash him this time. I think Bivol will be faster, smarter this time, and they'll end up going into round 25 in another 6 months' time, maybe in September, October 2025.
Chris Algieri brought his unique perspective to the conversation. He expressed his excitement about the fight card, which he described as stacked from start to finish. The main event, Algieri pointed out, might not be as intense as their first bout, but it would still be of critical importance for the light heavyweight division, the overall rankings, and the fighters' pound-for-pound status. Algieri emphasized that the competition at the top level of boxing is fierce, and this rematch would be one of the most significant matchups in recent memory. For Algieri, the stakes were high, and it would be a can't-miss event that would hold major implications for the future of the sport.
I love this card top to bottom. You got the main event, which, listen, compared to the last fight, obviously what we saw in the first fight, it's not going to be a gangbusters type fight. But it's a very important fight for the weight class, for the divisions, for the pound-for-pound rankings. So the level of that main event is humongous.
Teofimo Lopez shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight, noting that while he believed Beterbiev would come out on top again, he hoped that Bivol would be better prepared for this second encounter. Lopez acknowledged that Beterbiev had the potential to hurt Bivol more in the rematch, given his relentless style and power. At the same time, he offered credit to Bivol for his excellent boxing in the first fight, where Bivol had showcased his sharp skills and ring generalship. Lopez noted, however, that Bivol struggled in the later rounds, lacking the necessary toughness to hold off Beterbiev's pressure. In Lopez's view, the rematch would be an exciting one, with the possibility of a different outcome depending on how Bivol adjusted his approach in the later stages of the fight.
Who you got February 22nd, Bivol or Beterbiev? I think same outcome, Beterbiev, but rooting for Bivol. Hopefully he does better than the first time. If anything, I think Beterbiev is gonna hurt Bivol this time around. But kudos to Bivol, man. He boxed very well, but he just didn't show enough grit in the last championship rounds. It's a great fight.
Carl Froch expressed his own excitement for the rematch, noting that true boxing fans would appreciate the intricacies of their first fight. Froch revealed that he had scored the first bout in favor of Bivol, which made him even more eager to see how the rematch would unfold. Froch also offered some advice to Bivol, urging him to stay sharp and focused in the later rounds. He noted that in their first encounter, Bivol had not done enough in the final 3 rounds, while Beterbiev had remained relentless, continuing to press the action. Froch pointed out that judges often favor the fighter who finishes strong, and this might have been a key factor in Beterbiev's victory. For Froch, the rematch was a chance for Bivol to prove that he could maintain his composure and continue to execute his boxing strategy throughout the full 12 rounds.
Okay, people say that this fight never really caught fire, but for the purist and the people that understand boxing, that realise what they were watching, would have been on the edge of the seat, mesmerised by the skill level and the quality of both operators. Now, Bivol didn't get the decision. I thought he'd won when I watched it on the night. Beterbiev obviously won, he's unbeaten.
However, Artur Beterbiev is ready for the rematch and plans on making improvements to knock out Dmitry Bivol this time. On the other hand, Bivol also mentioned that he intends to take a slightly different approach in this fight compared to the previous one. However, he made it clear that his ultimate goal remains unchanged. He still aims to become the undisputed champion.
Just to be better in all positions, in all my positions, yeah. To be perfect, there is no some limit. And of course, I see where it could be better.
Moreover, Frank Warren shared his enthusiasm for the rematch, describing it as a fantastic matchup between two of the best light heavyweights in the world. He praised their first encounter as a thrilling display of skill and technique from both fighters. Warren expressed his belief that the rematch would be just as exciting and eagerly anticipated by boxing fans, promising another high-level contest that would showcase the talents of both Bivol and Beterbiev.
What would your pick out be? Obviously the big one, Beterbiev and Bivol, the rematch.
Well, it's a great fight. The two best two light heavyweights in the world. Last time round, it was an excellent fight. They displayed all their skills. It's a rematch. That's going to be a great fight.
Hamza Shiraz, another rising talent in the sport, made a bold prediction for the rematch, confidently stating that Bivol would defeat Beterbiev by unanimous decision. Shiraz, who has been on a steady rise in the boxing world, praised Bivol as a top-tier fighter and believed that his skill set and ring IQ would be enough to secure a victory over Beterbiev. Shiraz also expressed his gratitude for being part of the event, highlighting the high quality of the entire fight card and acknowledging the opportunity he had been given given to be involved in such an important event.
The main event, I think Beterbeiv is going to win via unanimous decision. But then again, listen, Bibel's a top fighter, so it's a great. All the fights are great fights, man. So it's just a massive honour to be a part of it. So a massive thank you to His Excellency for giving me the opportunity.
Jose Benavidez Sr., father of David Benavidez, weighed in on the rematch as well, sharing his perspective on the first fight and his expectations for the second. He believed that the first encounter was a close, hard-fought battle, with both fighters giving their best performances. Benavidez Sr. felt that Bivol's speed, movement, and defensive skills gave him the advantage over Beterbiev, and he believed that Bivol had narrowly edged out the win in the first fight. With the rematch on the horizon, Benavidez Sr. was confident that Bivol could replicate his success, provided he stayed intelligent and avoided Beterbiev's powerful shots. He acknowledged the potential for another tight contest, but remained optimistic about Bivol's chances to come out on top once again.
Bivol, I think it's going to be kind of the same fight. It's going to be a really close fight. We've seen everything. Both of them were trying to do the best that they could. Both of them, the styles, kind of like work for each other, and I believe in the first fight, Bivol won. I think this fight, I think Bivol can win again. He's a little bit faster, he has more movement, and Beterbiev, he hits hard, and he's probably waiting for that big shot. And Bivol, hopefully he doesn't stay in front of him and get hit with a big shot. So I think I see the same fight.
Roy Jones Jr. offered his perspective on Beterbiev, focusing on the Russian's combination of strength, aggression, and punching power. Jones commended Beterbiev for his ability to remain calm and composed in the ring, even when under pressure. This poise, coupled with Beterbiev's ability to land heavy punches, made him a dangerous opponent for anyone. While Jones acknowledged Bivol's skill, he emphasized that Beterbiev's attributes could make the difference in the rematch, particularly if Beterbiev was able to land more damaging shots and break through Bivol's defense.
Mainly just his power. His power along with his aggression and with his subtle face. He never changes his expression, which is a beautiful thing.
Callum Smith also shared his insights on the rematch, suggesting that it would be very similar to their first fight. Smith predicted that Beterbiev's relentless pressure would have moments of overwhelming success, but that Bivol's boxing skills and sharpness would shine through at times as well. He noted that fans had witnessed both sides in their first encounter, with Bivol having some notable successes with his technique. However, Smith expressed concern about Beterbiev's age, as the Russian had just turned 40 and had recently been involved in one of the toughest fights of his career. Smith questioned how much Beterbiev's body could handle at this stage of his career, suggesting that the longer they waited for the rematch, the fresher Bivol would be. This, Smith believed, could give Bivol the edge, allowing him to weather Beterbiev's storm and possibly come out victorious in a close fight.
I think it'll be very similar to the first fight. I think there'll be parts where Beterbiev's pressure is a little bit too much, and there'll be parts where Bivol's boxing ability and sharpness is having a lot of success, which I think we've seen both times in the first fight. I don't know, it's the age question again. Beterbiev was 40 a few weeks ago, and that was a tough fight, probably the toughest one of his career, and how much can your body take at that age? And I don't know, I just think the longer we're waiting to fight, Bivol's that little bit fresher, and I think he might have a little bit more success and be able to weather the storm late on, and I think it'll be a very, very close fight, but I'm just leaning towards Bivol being that little bit fresher.
Lonnie B offered a different perspective on the rematch. He predicted that Beterbiev would stop Bivol in the later rounds, citing the fact that Beterbiev had been rushed back too quickly after surgery for their first encounter. Lonnie B anticipated a different strategy from Beterbiev this time, with the Russian focusing on targeting Bivol's body early in the fight. This, he believed, would wear Bivol down over time, eventually leading to a stoppage around the 9th or 10th round. By starting with body work, Beterbiev would likely be able to break Bivol's resistance and secure a late round finish.
You obviously got Arthur in the rematch, right? By stoppage.
Yeah, I got Arthur. Right? And no excuses, but I think Arthur came and fought too fast off that surgery. I think this fight he gonna stop. I think this fight he go to the body more. He gonna stop Bivol.
You think it will be early, or you think it's gonna be a long, late round fight?
I think like probably 9 or 10. If Arthur starts to the body in the first round, I think he'd get him out there about 9, 9 or 10.
Finally, Canelo Alvarez expressed his excitement about the possibility of a rematch between Bivol and Beterbiev. Canelo praised both fighters as elite-level talents and believed that the rematch would be just as thrilling as their first encounter. When asked about the possibility of fighting at light heavyweight again, Canelo didn't dismiss the idea entirely, leaving the door open for a potential future clash with one of these two elite fighters.
And just one more from me, Beterbiev Bivol, the rematch. What a great fight that is in Saudi. How do you see that playing out, Saudi?
It's gonna be a really good fight again. Both are great fighters and
do you see yourself fighting a light heavyweight again?
Maybe.
The diverse opinions of these boxing experts provide a rich tapestry of predictions for the upcoming rematch between Bivol and Beterbiev. With such a wide array of insights, it's clear that this fight is one of the most highly anticipated matchups in recent memory. So what are your thoughts about this fight? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.